Do you remember when I really hammered image size and resolution, and color mode? But image size and resolution, really important, especially when we're dealing with your journal. You want the correct image size because some of these images can get very large and then you can't upload them because they're just too large. The way to know what the image size is under image, see up here, image, and then image size. And again, the ellipses, image size, canvas size, that's going to open up a dialog box. Option Command I, Option Command C. C for canvas, which is the size of the border, the outside of the document, and I for image size, which is the height and width. So we want to find out the image size, so Option Command I. In the future, we'll spend more time in this, but since I already know that this is okay, it's 1636 square, so this is no big deal. This is a perfect size for our journal. And then again, where it says 100%, you can change this to pixels, and then we can see what's going on. And we'll talk way more about this. So save for the web, File, Export, Save for web. And I know some of you are going, ooh, look at these quick exports, and that's really much faster. Yes, it is. But if we start using that, and when we start working on large images, you're going to say, I can't upload this. There's something wrong with the website. And it's because your image is far too large. And until you are completely knowledgeable about image size and resolution, which for some kids takes quite a while, we're going to use this Save for Web because it has, even though it's a legacy device, it has these wonderful options where we can change our preset to JPEG high. For a JPEG, and you see we have the white background here rather than the transparency because a JPEG always has a color, and if there's nothing there, it substitutes white. And we have the size of our image, which is 1636 square. Perfect. So this is a large one. And we can once again, now here, because we're going to have two different images, and one's for the icon, one's for the journal, we can leave this alone, but we're going to have to, well, the journals, the icon's going to be a ping, so it's okay if they're the same. So I'm going to export this to my folder in Documents where I'm putting my files because I want to stay organized, just like you should want to stay organized, naming your files correctly. Now, let's do the same thing. File, Export, Save for Web, but this time Shift, Option, Command, S. And that brings up this dialog box. If we're going to save for the web over and over and over and over, doesn't it make sense to use the shortcut? Shift, Option, Command, S. So cool. But this time, not a JPEG, because up in the player bar and in your journal, you don't want this white background. You want just the circle. And I know you don't want this. Maybe you want Jupiter or Mars or Earth or something like that, or the moon. Like I said, planets. It's the same process. Learn it for this. You've learned it for all circular objects. And for here, we're going to change JPEG high to ping 24, not ping 8, ping 24. And then, as soon as this finishes doing its thing, that's weird, we have the transparency here. But we want to change the image size. And there are better ways to do this than this. But right here, I'm just going to change one of them to 512. 512, and hit tab, and you notice the other one changed as well. So now we have 512, which is our binary size for our icons, which is the perfect size. And this time, because it's ping 24, when we click save, we're going to have the exact same name, but it's going to say ping. So that's okay. We don't have to change the name. But if we did, listen, please, kids love to hit delete. Don't hit delete because you're deleting the applications portion of this. If you wanted to change this name, click after the word crop and maybe say icon. And that way, in case you can't remember between PNG and JPEG, what's for what, this is for your icon, your avatar. And once again, it's being saved with my other files that I've been demonstrating with. So I'm staying organized just like you should stay organized. And you have not only this, but you also have that original background, which may or may not be important to you, but worthwhile nonetheless. The step we left out was enhancing this image. Because let's face it, this could be a little snappier, a little sharper, a little brighter. We'll get to that. But for right now, you have learned how to save an avatar. Now, go out and find something you like. And it doesn't have to be a planet. It can be a quarter, silver dollar. I don't know, something round that you can select and try out these skills. Because think of what we did. You know, all the things we did. We cropped, we straightened, we selected. You know, we learned those cool shortcuts about moving a selection with the space bar while we were holding down Option to drag from the center and Shift to constrain our ellipse to a circle. So many different skills that you can practice. I want to see in your blog entry, in your journal entry, at least 2 different circular objects that are interesting. Hey, I made a circular object of red. Boring, you know? You could do that in Illustrator. Why waste all the time in Photoshop? Do something creative. Take the initiative. Have some fun.